It is March the 1st, 2025. February 2025 was very interesting. Um, and I'm just going to say it. Nobody else might want to say it. I don't know. But it need to be said. I personally believe that our forefathers, mothers, and our ancestors would probably be excessively disappointed in us right now. Like, there's no question about it. Like, none of this stuff even makes sense to me. Now, let me be clear. There are individuals, women and men, that go out in our community. They put out a product. They do excessively well. They go over and beyond. And they don't make things about themselves right now. And I want to salute every last one of those individuals that choose to do so, that are doing it every day, committed to the goals, committed to the plans, and don't give up. Here, go ahead first. I'm all about like pushing yourself. Even though you might hit your head over and over again, even though that you might fail here and there, guess what? You did not give up. So let's just be clear. Let's just be clear with that right now. But for some of us, or for the masses, I'm just gonna go there. For the masses, it's unacceptable. Very unacceptable. So let's just go and start with what occurred. We had some individuals that went, I think in Chicago, I believe, or Chicago, I think that's where it was at, that gathered amongst a bridge and displayed a level of hate, which is unacceptable. You should not hate anyone. I think that, you might dislike someone. You might not necessarily want to do business with someone. You might not, necessarily like, behavior that is done towards you. But to just hate from off bases off of origin, color, creed, or whatever the case may be, is really kind of unacceptable. But these individuals went out into a community, I think it was in Chicago, I believe, and displayed a level of, disgust or hate towards a particular community. That community came out, ran those individuals out of the community, and obviously it was on national news. I salute that community for sticking together on that. I do not push violence. However, you run up on me, you run up on anything of whatever case be, you got to defend defend your area, you got to defend your ground. That's just what it is here. So I appreciate that those individuals that went out and stood the ground and took care of your family, took care of your community or whatever. That's cool. Kudos. Great. But with that, this is where I have a real issue, with certain things. When we have unfair treatment, and it's I look at it from two different perspectives. When you might not necessarily like what goes on, at your workplace or at your employer, and we always want to make changes and adjust, right? We always want that to be the case. But why is it that we, as a group, I don't get it, as a group, which this is what DEI is about. Like, really think about this. DEI, this is what it's about. As a group, come together and fight against not someone giving us something, or not someone just saying, okay, we're gonna make sure that we throw something out here for this group or whatever. But why can't we stand our ground and as a group build our communities up? Like, help me understand this. And let me be clear. There has been history where there has been black communities in general that have built up and been blown up, been demolished or whatever. I'm not going to sit there like I don't understand that it didn't happen, because it happened. It did happen multiple times. But why is it that we cannot have the same energy, the same ability? Because we're skilled. We're skilled individuals that are able to do a lot. But we can't go inside these communities, go in your workplace, and push an agenda the same way without it being DEI. Help me understand that. Why can't you just, and I understand we have to eat. I understand we have to eat. I understand we have to feed our families. But why can't we find another method of feeding our families? Why can't we find another method of providing for us? Help me understand. Why do we have to rely on, I guess, the oppressor, whoever that might be, to feed us? When it comes down to it, I don't see no ability. I don't see no power that way. I don't see us uniting in that manner. We just put our head down, go back to our cubicle, go back amongst one another or whatever the case may be, and just talk under our breath about it. To me, that's weak. Like, it's completely weak. Straight up. And I get it. We all have to provide for our families. But why can't we unite the same way and push an agenda? Why can't we do it? Help me understand. We can get together, run a group of individuals out of an area or whatever. And I understand we can talk about systematic systems, stuff like that. I'm not going to act like this don't exist. But you got to understand, individuals, the lower middle class is really the masses. That's your workforce. You basically allow the powers that be to utilize you, exploit you, create AI, create robots, get you to this point, and let your ass go. Send you home, packing, unemployed. But we couldn't be proactive before. Like, that's crazy to me. Think about that. That is a real problem. And you created it. We created it. It's like, how can you not see this happening? So, like, as much as I'm as black as it come, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am. As black as it comes, I get it. I know you get it too. We might not talk about it. And this is why I like, it's good to have the TikTok. It's good to have the YouTubes. It's good to have the social medias or whatever it can be. But I think we use it for all of this for a lot of the wrong reasons. We find more stimulating to look at someone dance, more stimulating to look at somebody rap, more stimulating to look at somebody play sports. And it's all have its place. Like, I love sports. I love the dance techniques. I love the creativity. I love it. But when it comes down to talking about real issues, real problems, like, these people not getting, necessarily, some people are being heard, but we talk about it and it's just run under the bridge. And it's like there's nothing being done about it. It's crazy. The same force that we can show, again, going into Costco. Now, I've been, Al Sharpton has been a founder, been pushing agendas for years. I've never met Al Sharpton. I hadn't followed Al Sharpton all the way up and, all through his career, because I'm fairly young, He's obviously is a pillar in the black community. He's done some great things. He's done some great things. He has. I'm not going to say deny that. I don't study Al Sharpton. I don't. But this particular instance where we will gather us, go inside someone's place of business to display not spending money in that business, and go down the street to Costco. What are we doing? I get it. You don't have to go spend money there. You don't. I probably wouldn't. I don't spend money in Target anyway, most likely. I might get a few items here and there, but I'm not one of those people that go spending money constantly all the time because I ain't got nothing else to do. I don't. But to the point that you go in a place of business, walk in like that, it's like somebody coming into your house or your place of business. How would you feel if somebody walked into your house or your place of business and caused a disruption in your place of business? I mean, I find it fairly disrespectful. Let somebody come into your church or your place of worship. I'm just saying, let a group of people come into your church or your place of business and cause disarray inside of your church or your place of business. Walk in, display a boycott, make all of this racket or whatever the case may be. Walk in, show, a united front and walk out. Is that not disrespectful? Is that not wild? Is that okay? It's not. It's not. How about you go around the corner? Just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just curious. How about you go around the corner inside our neighborhoods and our communities and get the drugs off the street? How about we do that? Or let's not do that. How about go inside, your communities or whatever the case may be, grab a group of young boys and girls, take them under your wing and work with them to build foundations to get out of some of the shit that we in, the systematic, systems that we in. How about we do that? But no. That's too easy. That's too easy. It's too easy because we want to blame somebody else for everything. Like, that is crazy to me. That's our teacher's job. That's our educator's job. That's our local government job. That probably not getting paid enough to do it because we got behaviors, in our school systems. We got, individuals that might have learning disabilities in our education systems. Our education systems are not even that great. They're just not. So why blame all of these other individuals or systems for our issues when we take up all of this energy to go inside of Costco and push an agenda, whatever the case may be, about DEI efforts to take things off the shelves? How about you put your product or create a product and put inside your mom and pops around a damn corner? That's too hard. That's too challenging. That's helping your brother out too much. I'm not getting enough of that cut. Like, let's be for real, man. This shit is crazy to me, man. I see it all the time. I see it consistently. You'll go boycott, your local restaurant in your area because they might have overcooked your damn, your macaroni and cheese because it was inconsistent. But you'll go over there to Cracker Barrel. You'll go to Chick-fil-A and get that raggedy ass chicken sandwich that they got now. Because it ain't the same. It is completely different. That chicken sandwich is bad. And I love Chick-fil-A. I love Chick-fil-A service. But that chicken sandwich is trash. Man, the waffle fries ain't even the same no more. It is terrible. I don't even go to Chick-fil-A anymore. Chick-fil-A got great service. Had a great product. To me. And it's terrible now. But guess what? We're going to keep going. We're going to keep going to Chick-fil-A. We're going to keep going to Burger King. We're going to keep going to Starbucks. And you're not even getting anything. You're getting less. Like, it was individuals. It was funny. Les Barbecue. I was in Houston a few times. You see, him pushing, his oxtails and stuff like that. The dude got here. I don't know him personally at all. I don't know Les Barbecue. I don't. But I see the brother out here every day hustling, pushing his product, putting his product online. You know what I'm saying? Trying to provide a product to the communities and individuals that like his food. And just what? To do that consistently, to build the business consistently, to go out here and hustle consistently, it's not easy. All business owners struggle in some kind of capacity. It might be capital, it might be your own people, it might be products. Like, it's not easy. But this man got here and hustle every day. You got somebody in your community right now that hustle every day. I got a homeboy right now. Shout out to Hamilton Farms. Shout out to Hamilton Farms. Local here in Arkansas. Pushes products. Pushes activities. Horseback riding. Goats. Arcade systems. Parties. He started actually working at Target and saw that there was a need for activities inside the community or whatever. I support him as much as I can. He out here at the schools providing products, services out here in the community as well. Shout out to him, period. Love his work. Sometimes, like, you need to get off of other people that you might see that might have all of this, shout out your people in your community, man. Like, how hard is that? Shout out to Dunn and Sons Construction. Mr. Somerville, shout out. Doing hard work. He ain't perfect. He make mistakes. Everybody not satisfied with his service. But guess what? This man says it. Here's his quote. When the sun out, Dunn is out. Salute, Dunn. Straight up. I love you. We don't talk every day. We ain't, we do business here and there. I'm coming around, promise. But shout out. This man get out here, he get his crew. Dunn started out with a lawnmower and a weed eater in the back of a car. Started out with a lawnmower and a weed eater in the back of his car. Now he's out here putting up fences, making privacy fences, putting up, staircases and stuff like that. Doing, small construction jobs or maybe larger construction jobs. I don't see everything he do, but guess what? He's consistent. He busts his ass. You know what I'm saying? Support the individuals. Shout out the people that you see doing this shit every day. We not perfect. We make mistakes. But guess what? The big corporations are not perfect and make mistakes too. And we still spend. We still go in there and spend over and over again. That is crazy to me. Like, I don't know. So again, like, these are just two things I saw February, 2025, Black History Month. But I'm gonna go here. You ain't gonna like it. It's gonna be sensitive. You have individuals that really fail to recognize some things, some really big details. And we fuss and complain about DEI. And here's the thing. There are some good things with DEI. There are some terrible things with DEI. I want to be clear. But let's go there. You have individuals that or in our community, and I said this more than one time, I personally don't feel that there's a place, and let me say this real quick. I don't discriminate. I love all people. Some of my peers, some of my friends choose the alternative lifestyle. That is fine. Kudos. Do what you do. I don't care. Those individuals choose that alternative lifestyle for a few reasons. But I'm finna go here. And this is very sensitive. You and I have a grandfather, a grandmother, an aunt, an uncle that you value, or that showed you a lot of love, really actually cared for you, took the time out to spend time with you. We all got that favorite aunt, that favorite uncle, that favorite, whatever, right? And this is where it gets sensitive and interesting. Let me ask you a question. At what point, and it's getting serious, at what point did your aunt, your great uncle, your great aunt, your great grandmother say or feel that it was okay for you not to be a handsome young man or a beautiful young woman? Let's be clear here. Let's say this again. At what point did your aunt or your uncle or your grandparents feel it was okay for you to not be a handsome young man or a beautiful young woman or girl or boy? Let it sink in. When was it okay? When was it ever a thing to cross dress? When was it ever a thing or okay to not identify of what your gender was? Help me understand. When was it ever a thing? Like, really think about this. Now, let me say this. There's always have been an outlier. There's always been an outlier in your community. Every time. I've seen it 1,000 times. And it's okay. I don't discriminate. I love you. Wholeheartedly love you. You're still an individual. You still have, value. I don't think you're any less or whatever than any other individual. But there's always been an outlier. There will be outliers in all phases. You're going to have an outlier, good or bad. You had Anakin Skywalker for those individuals that watch Star Wars. Anakin Skywalker was different. He is different. For sure. Ain't no question about it. And for individuals that watch Star Wars, understand that Anakin Skywalker is different. That's fine. But there is a biology or whatever. There's two reasons or a couple of reasons why these things happen. No question about it. You have an uncle. You have a sibling. You have an aunt. You have those individuals that are in your family tree, that may have been touched inappropriately, fondled with inappropriately, and taken advantage of inappropriately, right? We all seen it. We all know about it. Let's just talk about it. We all have experienced it, seen it, heard of it, or whatever. And something happens to that individual psychologically, physically, mentally, emotionally. And when those things happen to those individuals, It causes trauma. It causes trauma. And guess what? This is part of the reason that either those people was bullied, taken advantage of, or mistreated in some kind of manner, and they chose an alternative lifestyle in turn. And that's why we have what we have today. I said it. And look, I'm not insensitive to those individuals, because whatever was done was wrong. It wasn't right. It was unacceptable. And they have to live with it every day. They have to live with it every day. It's not okay. It's not cool. And guess what? Once those individuals get themselves together to combat it, to get themselves together mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever the case may be, they go to extremes. All extremes. Because guess what? They're not going to, they just feel the way they feel, and they're not going anymore. They're going to live the alternative lifestyle they choose to live. They're going to be loud, and they're going to demand certain behavior and certain things. And guess what? That is your transgender individual. That is your LGBTQ individual. You know what? I think a lot of those people have great personalities. I think a lot of those individuals are really cool, but cross one of them. Treat them wrong. Cross one of them, treat them wrong, disrespect them, and find out how they go. And people, this is why, or a big portion of why DEI has been put in place. Because let me give you some examples. Go in corporate America. I'd be a heterosexual male, right? I have a disagreement with Susie. And Susie chose to identify as Susie, but I might identify Susie as a male. Susie pop off on you, and you don't like it, and you want to be physical with Susie. Susie go through the right proper channels, put in a complaint. Susie got a buddy over there in HR named Billy. Billy backs Susie. Whether you're right or wrong, guess what? Your ass is toast. Because guess what? Billy and Susie stick together. They stick together. Susie and Billy stick together more than some of us African Americans or black people or Hispanic people or Asian people stick together. They just do. Let it sink in. Anytime an individual is willing to go to an extreme, whether they're altering body parts, or whether they decide to change their voice, whether they decide to change the way they look, anytime an individual is to go that extreme, and to them it might not be that extreme, but anytime they're willing to go to those extremes to get something accomplished, you have a problem. Period. And again, I don't discriminate. I'm just having a conversation right now. Maybe I'm speaking for those individuals out loud. And maybe I'm helping them be heard. Do I agree with it? No, that's what you choose to do. But I do understand you, brother and sister. Period. I get it. I understand. And for some individuals to not understand or be insensitive to it, I don't think it's, like I said, I get it. But anytime that they're willing to go to those extremes to get something accomplished, and they find a group of individuals to stick together, you have a problem. And so guess what? That is in your corporate America. They are your executives at your corporate Americas. They are in your Houstons, your Atlantas, your other countries. They're in your, any major cities or countries. And they got communities. They were able to do things in their communities that you don't see in other areas. It's colorful. It's beautiful. They got good restaurants. They put their money together and they've worked together. And that just happened to be a group that is affected by DEI. A group affected by DEI. It ain't got nothing to do with black, white, green, purple, or blue. I just told you. Because they got powerful. They have influence. They can move shit around. Let me tell you how powerful they are. I'm just saying. I personally don't feel like there's a place, me personally, and again, I'm be clear, I love all people. I don't feel like there's a place for transgender or, certain behaviors or let's say alternative lifestyle, I guess, to an extreme in our military. Only because it caused confusion. This is what I'm saying. Some of us don't know, but let's just say young female, young male, or before there was someone that didn't identify, right? They decided to enlist or decided to go into, in the officer realm area of your military, right? And they signed up, they went through the certain procedures to get enlisted, and they're going to boot camp. Here we go. They go to boot camp. You have strenuous activities. You have certain guidelines that you have to go by. You have male, female, or you have latrines. Let me be clear. But it's male and female now. You have latrines. You got to go to the latrine. And I'm sorry, but before in the past, or for several years, you only had male, female latrine, and you had male latrine. And you have your platoons, you have your brigades, whatever. And you've always identified it male and female. How is it not a distraction or an issue when there are specific accommodations that have to be made for individuals that may not identify? You in there taking showers. You in there having to, have a camaraderie or whatever it can be. You have tasks to accomplish. And you have certain accommodations, things that you got to make for specific individuals. That is a problem. Think about it. There is a uniform. There is a specific uniform that you have to have. Man, the uniform been adjusted many times in the last couple of years. Many. And a uniform doesn't mean, we're not even talking about the boots. We're not talking about your pants. We're not talking about any of that. Guess what we're talking about? You see this beard right here? I absolutely dislike. You see this hair right here? You see this? Guess what? It all had to be shaved. Bald. My neck and everything was on fire. Itching. I've never put a razor to my skin until I enlisted. Ever in life. Never. For many of us, we have not ever put a razor to our face until we joined the military. And you know what kind of reaction some of us had? It was bumpy. It was a Nestle crunch under our necks. Some of us got shaved profiles. It's uniform. There are other cultures that come into the military. It is against their religion to shave. So there was exceptions made. And then, once you make one exception, you start making other exceptions and other exceptions and other exceptions, and then shit just get out of hand. And that's where we at. Exception after exception after exception after exception has been made, and shit just got out of hand. Just part of the reason of why they ask you to shave your face is when you go and you have to put a gas mask on. Just one situation. The gas mask doesn't seal properly. If you got stubble or, hair on your face, it's an issue. I'm just saying. The other thing, some of our women, and let me be clear. Let's just be clear. Me personally, I'm going there. When you see a beautiful, sexy, bad woman in uniform, it is super different. Way different. If she can look that good in uniform, just imagine how bad she looked when she decided to step out. I mean, think about that. She got her hair up, or supposed to have her hair up, you know what I'm saying? She ain't got no makeup on, or not as much, She ain't got no big hoop earrings. She ain't got her nails painted. Now, that is of the old. Current military, things have changed. We got a whole fashion show going on. You know what I'm saying? They've made accommodations for some of our women or whatever the case may be. You got dreads now in the military. The military has, in general, made so many exceptions to get certain individuals or to enlist or to join the armed forces. And it's just gotten out of the hand. And for some of us are older, some of us are younger, but I don't feel like there's a place for that in our military. What happened to you just coming to work, doing your job, and getting it done? It's not a fashion show. You're not coming here to look good, smell good. Like, let's be for real, man. We got to get in the dirt. Some of us got to get in the dirt, got to get in the mud, have to perform with our weapons. Like, what are we doing? And I understand. Why are you mad or frustrated at an administration that says, hey, let's cut this out. Let's have man and female and let's move forward? Why is that bad? Help me understand. And again, I am not discriminating. I am not acting like some other individuals choose to have alternative lifestyles. There's a place for that. And I don't think it's in our military, and I definitely don't think it's in our sports. That shit is cheating. Shit cheating. It's not okay. Like, it is not okay. Unacceptable. No bueno. Shit. Stop that, man. It ain't okay. So, with that, again, DEI is not about red, blue, green, pink, purple. It is about dismantling groups. And that happens to be more so individuals that choose to have alternative lifestyle, number one, groups of people, whether that is race or, whatever. But it ain't really so much about that. It's about control and power. I hope you understand that. That's what it's about. So when we going on talking about all of this, whatever, it ain't even about that. It's not. It's just not. And then I'm finna go here. I don't like it. It drives me nuts. Nope, I ain't gonna go here yet. I'm gonna stop this here. I'm gonna do a completely different video about that. Terrence Brunson to go ahead first. Wait for this one because this one is going to touch some souls. It's not gonna be okay. It's gonna ruffle some feathers. Just wait on it. Again, all I ask is that we as individuals do better, be better, make our forefathers proud, our mothers proud. Let's try to cut out the foolishness, which might be a little challenging or much more challenging. But I think if we make things not so much about us individually and we make it about on a group scale and we start doing the right things and working together, it's a better place. For sure. Terrence Brunson to go ahead first. You all have a blessed day.